I'd say one of my worst experiences with catcalling was, I think I was around, I must have been about 15. And it was when I just started college. And I didn't know anyone and I was completely new to the town. And there were works going on, so there were loads of builders and the works were going on for 6 months. And these guys, because it started off because it was summer, so it was really hot, and I would wear fishnets and skirts and things like that. And it started off the guy said to me, he was like, "Oh, excuse me, I think you've been sent to us." And I was really confused and I was just like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And then he was like, "Oh, we've been told that we're going to get checked up on by a woman." And I was like, "Oh, I don't think that's me." He then started to, he was asking me if I'd go out with him that night, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't know this town, and I'm underage." And even after I specifically said that I was underage, he was still trying to grab my skirt and stuff like that. And for the 6 months that the roadworks were going down, I ended up walking an extra 20 minutes to college just so I could avoid them. I think the biggest problem I have with catcalling is how young most people are when it happens. It's I think I first got catcalled when I was 13, I'd say. And being put in the situation where you're seen as a sexual object just walking down the street at 13, it just completely changes your perspective on everything. And I know that a lot of people say "Oh yeah, but not all guys are like that," but you get defensive about it. You can walk out and think that you look really good that day, and then straight away, the second you get catcalled, you're just deemed as only a sexual object. So I know that I dress in a way that seems promiscuous to other people, but that's the problem, is how I dress isn't A, for anyone else, and B, it's not open for commentary either. I should be able to wear a skirt and not have to worry about someone making foul comments about it and things like that, because at the end of the day it's just an item of clothing. But the second someone reduces it just to something that's sexual, it just throws everything that you felt about yourself before leaving completely out the window, because it's oh well, if this outfit's just sexual, then what sort of image am I giving out? I think it's so sad when people dull their outfit down to not get catcalled, because fashion and what you wear and how you present yourself is a big character trait. It's self-expression, and once you start taking away someone's self-expression, then it completely dehumanizes someone. If you put the scenario in, if you take out the fact that it's just on the street or anything like that, and you take a 40-year-old man and a 13-year-old together in any scenario that's mildly sexual or anything like that, it will be deemed completely wrong and inappropriate. Yet catcalling is something that's just oh, it's just men, just a compliment, just take it. And it's no, it's still a 40-year-old man and a 13-year-old girl, and that she's getting sexualized. For your self-image to be put in someone else's head as just a sexual being, you just feel reduced to nothing more than just an object for men's pleasure, and that's not what you are at all.
What would you say to those who catcall?
I would say, do not tell me to smile.
I don't actually pull facial expressions for your benefit, so please stop telling me what I should and shouldn't do with my body. And to policymakers, can we just stop for 5 minutes and ask ourselves how we expect women to build identities beyond our aesthetics when we continue to undermine them by public humiliation of our bodies? Street harassment can no longer be tolerated, so let's whistle louder by sharing our experiences. Each individual in this world should have the freedom to access, enjoy, and feel safe in a public place. So let's start making it a reality. Catcalling isn't a compliment, it's a barrier to gender equality which together we can break.